Warmer, drier weather has led to earlier watering, higher demand, more June bugs. Because of this, the city of Tyler is asking folks to conserve water. KLTV7's April Peardant shares how the city's goal is to help keep your water pressure steady through the spring and summer, but they're asking for your help to get it done.
Right now, we're seeing higher than typical water demands for this time of year.
Utilities Director Kate Dietz with the City of Tyler says this is due to the weather.
We've seen warmer than average temperatures, lower than typical rainfall.
Because of this, they're encouraging people in the community to cut back a bit on their water.
Check your timers when you're first turning on your irrigation system. Check your sprinkler heads. Make sure that they're not broken and just gushing water, and then making sure your sprinkler heads are aligned so they're not watering the concrete.
Using a rain sensor on your sprinkler system can also help avoid wasting water when it rains.
It's hard when you drive by and it is pouring outside, but somebody's sprinklers are going, and that's wasted water that they're going to have to end up paying for. So the rain sensor can really help you a lot.
Dietz says that although it's a recommendation, helping conserve the water right now is time sensitive.
We're very particularly sensitive to demand because of some of the issues at the water treatment plants.
Part of the issue is that Lake Palestine Water Treatment Plant is doing repairs and can't treat as much water at the moment.
The contractor is replacing 2 of those filters, and so that once we get mid to late April, we'll be in much better shape there because we'll have 2 brand new filters.
Dietz says although everything is working out fine, they're trying to prevent problems as demand goes up.
We just want to ensure that everyone is getting sufficient pressure across the city.
For all of us, April Peardant, KLTV 7 News.
If you live in the city limits of Tyler, you're asked to limit outdoor watering to 2 days per week before 10 a.m. and after 6 p.m. The following schedule is recommended.